Hey, what's up, Chris?
What is going on? Is that the 50s version or is that the 60s?
That is the 50s version.
Nice. It's got a nice little touch to it. Z dot, we shall indeed blab. I like where your head's at. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, I chose that version because that really highlights the SSP nature of our conversations, and that's appropriate for tonight.
Sure, that sounds like a bit of a deep dive you're doing, but I'm totally I support it. I'm with it. Oh my
so welcome everybody to Blabbing About Slabbing for the first SSP Thursday of 2025, and it came up pretty quick. Last time I looked, it's only the second day of the year.
It did, Jeff, and I feel like we also. Sorry, I've got a lot of wires here. We should have been talking about this more, but I believe this is the 1-year anniversary of SSP Thursday. We started it first week of last year.
Really?
Remember, it started because we got really upset. Topps released like their initial checklist for 2024, and they said instead of image variations, we were getting that true variation with no border, and
That's right. I believe I
lost my mind completely.
That was called SSP Gate.
Yes, we were in Kodiak, Alaska at the time. I'm just eating sugar and fat and salt and drinking in my brain. I had like a full on meltdown.
That was a very tense time for us, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is a year. Wow, a year. And I tell you what, I saw more SSP Thursday cards today than I've ever seen. So
I like to think that over the holidays, Jeff, there were a lot of Christmas and Hanukkah SSP gifts.
Yeah,
that's what I think it was, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. You put that right in the stocking.
It's reached mainstream, right? I think there were probably a lot of loved ones gifting their husbands and wives SSPs of all types.
Absolutely. And let's not come up with other acronyms. Let's just refer. Let's keep this PG-13. Yeah, Mookie is right. 1 year is paper. That's correct. We should have been pumping this a little bit more, but I didn't think about it until we just started going live right now.
Yeah.
Oh, ATL Jeff Black, we're all worthy of a gift to ourselves.
Got to do it.
Won't feel bad at all.
Got to do it.
Sometimes, we're asking a lot of Santa to make these SSPs in the workshop.
Yeah, some years Santa seems to be more on top of it than other years. Some SSPs are more desirable than others, you might say.
And I'm not even sure PSA would grade an elf-made SSP. So we have to, best to pull them out of packs.
Pack pulled only, right?
Pack pulled only, for sure. But there were a couple cards today, Jeff, that I didn't see once all of last year.
Yeah.
And they showed up today, which is really exciting. So I am looking forward to bringing some of those up and chatting about them.
Yeah, it's amazing how many there are. In a brief show of interest from my wife, she was asking about SSPs, and I was explaining to her that that people post them on IG, they tag SSP, and then I share them in a story. And she was saying, "Well, don't you run out?" And I said, "Well." She thought because they were super short prints, people would run out of ideas or super short print cards, which makes sense. But I don't think she knows the sheer volume of sets that Topps pumps out over the last decade. So,
Jeff, I'm just really excited that your wife said the phrase SSP. Like that makes me happy, because that's something there's no way in hell she ever would have said before, like last year. And now it's in her vernacular.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, maybe next Christmas I can look forward to an SSP gift from her.
Although M. Parsons points out it was a brief show of interest, so it's possible it's already drifted away.
Right. Yes, it's already forgotten about.
I did see someone mention we are all on 2025 Topps Design Watch.
Yeah.
We should definitely get something relatively soon. I mean, that product should drop in the next month or so, maybe 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to get.
I haven't heard a big opening rip party like they had at Cowboys Stadium. Was that last year or the year before? They really pumped up that flagship ripping.
Yeah, before the Super Bowl they had because I remember even my wife was like, "Isn't that Mama Breaks girl?" Like she was on the field ripping packs. Like that was That was cool. I hope they do that again. I want to point out here, Thick Boy, which is a name over the course of the last 18 months, Jeff, I've gotten very comfortable just saying.
Yeah.
Like it just rolls off the tongue now. Excellent idea here. And yeah, we will do this. We will put this out, a Card of the Year award. Yeah, we'll get this done between now and next Thursday. We'll have that up on IG. We'll post a little video here too on YouTube. We'll definitely choose one. I love this. I love this thought. That's a great idea.
Good idea.
Okay, what do we got here? Oh, M. Newbert. This is unfortunate. The second SSP Thursday sideline 4 focusing on other cards. Well, that's okay. If you can pull out a nice card for 7, as long as you're over 50% of the 12 Thursdays, I think we're doing good.
Right. And it's not about just showing your own cards. It's about seeing everybody else's. So SSP Thursday for everyone.
So my question here, ATL Jeff Black asked about, now I want to get everyone's thoughts on this. Thick Boy has a great idea for our IG SSP Thursday Card of the Year for 2024, but should it be like something about the post itself? So could it be multiple cards, like the best player run? Is it the best SSP Thursday post of the year, Jeff, or just our favorite single SSP of the year that was posted or of 2024? All these qualifiers. We're going to have to run some simulations.
Yeah, we're going to have to discuss that. And Steven has a great idea also. I don't want to give mine away, but I've got a pretty good idea what it's going to be.
Oh.
We need to post your most overprinted common 80s card Thursday.
Yeah, no problem. Let me just get into my drywall because we use one for insulation in our bedroom.
A trip down memory lane. Yes, we'll have to do that sometime. That would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, as Curator Cardboard says here, criteria is indeed very key. All right, so there isn't a ton of other hobby news for us to chat about. I don't think too much has gone on. I will say that still the Paul Skeens card has not been officially pulled, or at least hasn't been revealed. And Jeff, Topps Chrome update boxes continue to rise in price.
Searching for that Skeens. Man, where's it going to end? And I just feel like this is the beginning of it happening every year. I feel like 2025, we're going to see the same thing. So
we are. But what I'm afraid we're going to see, Jeff, is Topps starting the pre-sale, or their initial sale of update is going to jump.
I was going to say, what's the pre-order price going to be for 2025?
Yeah, it started at $250 this year. Now boxes are almost $500. I mean, what are they going to ask next year? They hate to see other people get that money. I also think Jeff has a couple update megas
Yeah.
That he ordered that are waiting for him here in Los Angeles. I think we might have to rip those live because you just at this point you never know.
You never know. The Skeens could be in there.
The Skeens could definitely be in there.
Yeah,
it's really taken on a Willy Wonka style feel to it at this point.
Yeah, and even as more and more of the big names are found, the price just keeps going up with Skeens out there.
Yeah.
Santos says, I just sold a hobby for $500. Well, I hope the Skeens wasn't in there, but I can't blame you for selling.
No, I mean, that's doubling your money. That's on paper, that's fantastic. But like Jeff talked about selling his megas for more than I think twice what you paid for them. But what would you do if you sold them and some guy messaged you and it's like, look what I pulled?
You'd almost have to sell them I don't know. I was going to say anonymously, but I don't know.
I mean, I think you just ripped the teeth right out of your head.
You wouldn't want to know.
Oh.
ATL Just Black is talking about the fun face bat knob. I've seen that image going around. I don't know if it's in flagship. Gregory says it's in Transcendent, he thinks. I don't know what it's in, but I did see that going around.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure. I didn't think that was going to be in your regular flagship product. Transcendent would make more sense, but who knows? All right. Well, we get limbered up here because, guys, I'm 46 years old now, for crying out loud. My eyesight is not what it once was, especially after a little bit of Maker's Mark hits the bloodstream. There are so many tabs open on my computer right now. It's like my mom's cell phone.
I'm surprised it's still running.
Yeah, me too, actually. It is making a bit of a whirring sound, but I'm sure that's fine. Okay. All right. So let's start. I think on SSP Thursday, we have a little sort of an unofficial tradition on where we start.
We do.
So we'll just keep doing that. We're going to start with one of the best SSP accounts on Instagram, and that's Homer Dome Cards. And he posted a card that is really fun. This is Salvador Perez's 2017 Topps opening day SSP. Yeah. This is a very cool shot, and I had to look this up, and he mentioned it in his post about PSA calls this holding container, but it's an insect container, and they had a rally mantis back in 2016. So this is a really fun thing, and I wish PSA had put rally mantis on the slab.
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately, they did not.
Yeah.
But I like this card a lot, and this is the only copy of this card I have ever seen, Jeff.
I've never seen it before. We know people are out there looking for it.
Yes, we met a gentleman at the bigger Burbank show.
Yeah.
And he came up to us, we were chatting, and he said he came to the show hoping he would find this card. I forget who it is, Jeff. Maybe, I know you talked to him more.
Yeah, I forget his name as well.
And he was like, well, it's a big card show. I hope if any place is going to have it, it's going to be here. And we're like, oh man, I don't know. This stuff is so rare. It doesn't show up at shows like that.
So hopefully he's watching tonight.
Hopefully he sees that Homer Dome has this card. And he can undergo the same nightmare. Not nightmare is a strong word. The same rejection we've all undergone when we message Homer Dome and like, hey, any chance we could buy or trade for this card? And he's like, no.
Oh,
Rally Mantis. Well, there you go.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes there's a fitting moment, but yeah, Rally Mantis, your name should be on this slab. This is such a cool card. And I wish we could really see the mantis. I tried to zoom in here. I couldn't quite make out the mantis inside.
So now if we would resub that card, Chris, would it just come back as SSP instead of holding container? Is that
possibly variation? That's what a lot of people are saying now.
Yeah. Mookie Chilson with some important news here. Died shortly after the 2016. But hey, he saw a great year.
He did. Yeah, he probably lived through. He should have lived through the Royals World Series run.
Yeah.
By the way, side note: if you enjoy sleeping, do not Google praying mantis hummingbirds. Don't do it. You've been warned. Don't do it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm still looking for it. So if anybody has another copy of this card, or if Homer Dome feels like looking for someone to take the card from him, contact Rally Man.
That's funny. By the way, Salvador Perez has one of the largest heads in Major League Baseball. I think it would take, he'd have to be a Mormon with 6 wives for them to get through that noggin, Jeff.
It's a large helmet he has there.
It sure is. All right. Little shout out here for ATL Jeff Black. He is looking for the 17 and 18 Freddy Freeman SSPs. If anyone in here has one in good shape, graded or for sale, please let him know. This is a good place to ask, by the way. There should be a lot of SSP fans and hoarders in here. I have a potential lead for you, though, buddy. Shoot me a message, and we'll talk after the show.
Could make a deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's not mine, but I will... I know someone that might. I'm not sure how great the condition is, though. All right. Pardon me. Up next, this card just popped up, and I didn't even see it. It popped up like 5 minutes before showtime, and it's why we were a little bit late.
Yeah.
But this comes from a good friend of the show, Clean Cards 5. This is one of the hardest. Freddie Freeman doesn't have a ton of variations, but this one, I've never seen it on eBay. I've only seen it on 2 different Instagram accounts, 1 Instagram account, and this is the second copy I've seen. So now 2 Instagram accounts.
Yeah. Do you think Clean Cards 5 was just waiting for this moment to reveal?
I think he was. He was. He knew it would have. He knew it would have impact, and it definitely did. When you told me this card was posted, I was like, "What?"
Yep. That's a beautiful card.
Yeah, this is really, really cool. And I looked at this. If someone wants to tell me who he's hugging, I'd be curious. I don't know for sure. But this is really, really cool.
The glutes, Chris?
Is it? Well, Freeman's. You can't see the profile there. Maybe it's Kimbrel. That's a pretty good guess from Doc's cards. It could be. I'm not sure. So there's usually a sleuth or 2 that can dig that up for us. But
yeah, it looks to be a little shorter. So Kimbrel, that would be fitting. Yeah,
I think this is the year that Gypsy Queen, Jeff, their theme for their SPs was like players hugging. Remember we had that Adrian Beltre, that Ginterwood minis we subbed for him. It's a weird kind of little subset. There's a guy on eBay that has a few of the other like lesser names, like a Felix Hernandez and some other guys, if you want to see what they all look like. But it's just sort of funny. Like I like it. A similar photo kind of running through.
Love a good theme.
Ooh, Maximum Freed cards with an interesting. There is sort of a vascular Ugla style to the forearms.
Just yeah, could be second base, first base hug. It looks kind of like they might be at the mound, huh? Might have
Could
come
be.
from Doc. Yes, closing in on 3,000 subs. Thank you, Curator of Cardboard. Smash that like button, please. Yes, at 3,000, we'll have some sort of celebration. I don't know what, but
yeah, I'm not sure either. Well, yeah, we'll definitely come up with something. All right, hold on a second, Jeff. Let me just pull up this next
usually
one.
The closer, yeah. So Kimbrel's a decent guess there.
Yep.
Research
Freeman
department can confirm Salvador Perez hat size is 7.5 or 59.6 centimeters. Smaller than I thought.
Yeah, honestly, that must be an elastic headband. That can't be the official. All right, so up next is a card that Jeff and I we mentioned it. If you saw our recap of 2024, we mentioned this card as something a card we really were hoping we'd be able to buy this year, especially with the Dodgers World Series run. Yeah. This is the only copy I've been able to find a picture of, like the only owner who has posted it that I'm aware of, and it's Expat Card Collector on Instagram, who is someone we have run into at shows before. Very nice guy, so I can't even be angry or overly jealous that he has this. But that Mookie Betts card, Jeff, is fantastic.
Yep. If you haven't watched our year in review video yet, please check it out. As Chris mentioned, we talk about this. This is on our target list for 2025. So as long as we're asking if anybody out there has a Hollywood Mookie that they're looking to part with for some cold hard cash, hit us up.
Yeah. Or we can always be ripped off in a trade as well, Jeff. We
That's
can
true.
be blinded and confused very easily.
That's true. There's a lot of it's tough to see on here, but there's a lot of interesting little tidbits on this. There's some red carpet railings and some gold bars on there.
There's like velvet ropes. Like it has kind of a nightclub sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
By the way, I really appreciate just looking at the comments. It's really fun to see how many people are trying to identify a man's forearms and talking about like hugging styles. It's nice.
And Doc gives it a great name. It will be known as the Hugla.
If that is Dan Hugla, that's an absolutely perfect name.
Yeah.
Although I imagine Freeman would more want to choke Dan Hugla than hug him. I don't know.
And he's a lot taller than Hugla, so I can't.
Yeah. Yes. Certainly not as thick. But we'll leave that hanging. All right. So two guys today. I'm going to start with this one actually, if it works. It's going to be really small, so I apologize. I posted. What did you say, Jeff?
Not the first time you've had to say that, but
no, it won't be the last either. So I posted that the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 2020 Stadium Club variation where he's pointing. I just think it's a cool shot. I like how it's horizontal. And then like 20 minutes later, this AE Cards Canada posted his full run of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Stadium Club image variation. So it was definitely kind of like a hold my beer type moment. But I appreciate being one-upped on Instagram. I think that's cool. It's motivating.
Yeah, so he's got 3 of them slabbed and 2 of them raw, looks like there.
Exactly. Yep. Including that very dangerously crotch-focused 2024 with the thinner pants. I think Topps was really...
Yeah. I believe that was part of the crotch-tastic subset of the year.
They do like guys sitting in the dugout sometimes, but maybe a higher angle would have been the way to go here.
Yeah.
It's also, I guess, maybe they like the fact that it said Fanatics, or they like that it was at the Coliseum, RIP. But these cards are all pretty good. I like the peace sign on the top right, and I really like the one of him with his dad. And as Jeff and I recently picked up that SS or the Ultra, whatever it is, SSSP of him with his dad when he's a kid, I have to find a nice copy of this card to go with it, Jeff.
Love the father-son shots.
Yeah. And SFO Sox fan, if you're watching, you're also going to need a copy of that card.
Yep.
So this was a really cool player run. And then Cards and Dreams, spelled with Z's, posted his Bryce Harper Stadium Club player run. Yeah,
we've highlighted a lot of these before, especially the one in the top right corner where he's in front of the wall.
Yes. We've talked, Jeff, both you and I think Scott and maybe Teapot as well have all talked about how Topps really seems to love Bryce Harper. And these are 5 of like the best image variations that
I
we've
sure
seen
love
at a
choosing
stadium.
his photos. So it begs the question, Chris, are there just that many more good photos of Bryce Harper to choose from than say Mookie Betts? Because they, compared to the SSPs especially, they treat Mookie Betts pretty poorly compared to.
Yeah, it's like blatantly
I mean,
disrespectful.
Harper's got great hair. You can't deny it, but these aren't all about the hair.
Right, and that's fair. I mean, when it comes to hair, Bryce Harper is better than Mookie Betts. Like there's no argument there, but I feel like yeah, the Mookie Betts SPs compared to these are just they're usually bad. I mean, the golf cart one is kind of fun, but I mean, here we have Bryce Harper, right in front of the Phillies logo on the top right. Top left, he's hitting a home run in his first World Series at bat at Citizens Bank Park. Bottom right, he looks extremely intense.
Yeah.
Someone just did something and he looks like he's about to run through a brick wall. The middle on the bottom, he's obviously just launched a bomb. That one kind of looks like the Stadium Club Chrome card.
Great angle too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the left, he's like saluting the home crowd. We get a nice glute shape right there. I mean, these are 5 incredible cards. So Cards and Dreams, congrats, man. This is a great run.
Yeah.
Whew. And yeah, I mean, when you look at some of the Mookie Betts like bald image variations we get out of Tops, you just wonder, like, does someone there, I don't know, maybe they just hate Betts and love Harper?
Yeah, with the winter hat. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I think you put this one up. Peeps is saying it's all about the hair.
Probably right.
Yeah, I mean, Harper, Jeff said it. Harper does have great hair.
Well, and the thing, I think that Phillies one, the whole framing is great. He's also flipping the hair. He's about to put the hat back on. Just
yeah, the Phillies one is perfect, and that's a great example, Jeff, of we've talked about it before, but how a great image can really drive the price of a card.
We have seen that. Yeah. What did the last one go for?
I don't know about the last one. We've seen this raw card sell for $1,000,
$800. Yeah, $1,000. Yeah,
and that's pretty incredible for any Stadium Club card, and B, like a non-rookie, non-auto.
Yep.
Yeah.
Blake says we're going to get a Mookie ball interference SSP. I would love to see that. Actually, that would be capturing a moment, and we've always talked about how we enjoy that.
I do think they should give us a if Jurickson Profar has a golden mirror next year, and I assume he will, they should definitely do like a wide shot of him just staring at the Dodger fans after he pulled that first Mookie technically home run, pulled that first one back. That was a pretty great moment.
Yeah, it was.
I had no idea what happened. I couldn't tell.
No.
It took my dad a good 2 minutes to realize that it was not a home run.
He was celebrating.
Even afterwards, like, why the hell didn't they put the 1 on the scoreboard yet? I was like, Dad.
Oh, yeah, that was a great moment.
Yeah. So, I mean, not that it's going to drive people to a Jurickson Profar card, but it would still look very cool. So I think it was last week or the week before, Jeff, I posted a couple SPs with their jumbo.
With the jumbo
counterpart. Thank you. So once again, I was aggressively one-upped on Instagram. E&J Trading posted this combination, which stopped me dead. That's a jumbo graded PSA 10. How is that even possible?
That's a big slab.
That's a gigantic slab. That's like a placemat you put in front of a toddler.
Right. Oh, wow. Those look good together.
Yeah, these are really, really cool. My only hesitation would have been I would maybe leave that jumbo card out to get signed. Yeah. With that gold background, a nice bright blue pen would really look.
Oh, yeah, bright blue. That would be good.
That would look great. But the fact that it was so clean, I mean, I have a few jumbos, but none of them are like crisp. But,
yeah, they usually come with at least 3 corners dinged in a box.
Yeah, they're just too big.
Yeah.
But this card, this combination here is fantastic. I assume it's the big one's a pop one, but very, very cool.
Sorry, Mike. He says anything Soto makes him sad. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Still in a tender phase for a lot of fans.
Yeah, I certainly understand that. It took me a long time to accept that Freddy Freeman wasn't an Atlanta Brave anymore.
Royal Benjamin is looking for this. I believe a lot of people are as well. The Kershaw belly after the World Series SSP.
Yes. That is just, there's something about that is really funny. He's a professional athlete worth hundreds of millions of dollars, Jeff.
like one of the best at his positions of all time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And could he do one sit-up? Could he do it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish, that's a wish I would have for all of us, is that we have that level of confidence.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't care at all. 0 F's given, as they say.
John Fry says he wished they had bigger labels for bigger cards. I can see that. Like as if this looked like just a giant card. So you have the label going all the way across.
Yeah. It should be proportionate. I agree. Absolutely.
Yep. So does Curative Cardboard. H. Mong, this is a really nice compliment. Thank you. You two are motivated me to get back into the hobby, especially baseball cards. We appreciate that. We love talking cards. So thanks for coming along for the ride.
Yeah, welcome back into the hobby. We apologize to your spouse or significant other.
Right. They may not see you again or see any gifts.
Well, they might all start getting SSPs for holidays, Jeff.
Yep. As they should. ATL Jeff Black is still in.
Yeah, sorry. I hate that same thing. Yeah. 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 It's difficult to accept, but acceptance is part of the stages of grief, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, Jacob Edwards. I would love to see this one. It seems I said this last year. I'm going to say the word it the exact same way, Jeff. That moment is the most obvious image variation SSP shot of the entire season. Just like I thought last year, Acuna holding up second base was the most obvious SSP of the entire season, and we never got it. We literally never got that effing card.
1 for 2. Yeah.
So are we going to get this Freeman card? I don't know. I just don't know.
And I hope that doesn't last in Cortez' psyche as he moves on to 2025.
Yes, the newest Milwaukee Brewer.
Yeah. Tony, I do not have this Curio Update SP of the Gatorade bath. I do not, but it looks great.
Oh, my Mookie Chilson chiming in here.
Oh, my goodness.
Never was going to guess this name in a million guesses.
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, Braves legend.
Crack research team. Thanks, Mookie.
Curator of Cardboard with an unhappy prediction for next year. The problem is I can easily see it.
It's going to be happening sooner than November, I believe. If that's not in flagship, we might hear it. And then
I know. Well, it can't be in Series 1, Jeff. There's no way they have that kind of turnaround time.
Okay.
I mean, probably not. Yeah. Although, actually, now that I think about it, they did have, in 2022 Series 1, they had the World Series, the Braves World Series cards were SSPs in Series 1.
Yeah,
so, it could be there.
They do have the capabilities.
Yes, they do have I guess if something momentous really happens, and does it get more momentous? What's going to upset me, Jeff, when they pick some weird angle, like a close-up of his face.
Yeah. Cutting out the bat, no crowd in the background.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I want to say that I have some confidence.
All right.
You can tell by the sound of Jeff's voice.
Good luck with that.
He might not.
Forbidden Donut, we would all love to know the actual process.
Yeah, seriously.
They use for SSPs. I would just love them to have a collector on their board of selecting images.
Yeah, legitimately. I would forego sleep to take on the responsibility, or at least part of that responsibility. But okay, so coming up next, if you guys were flagship collectors in 2024, you probably noticed that in Series 2, their SSPs have all white borders.
For no reason.
For absolutely no reason. The initial response was, they must have realized how hard it is to grade these with the foil, the gold foil back and the half black border. Maybe they changed to white to get so people would have a bit more success grading. And there was a logic to that. But then an update, they went right back to that.
Yeah. So I think it must have been an accident.
Probably. So, but these two cards come from JD Cards 59. And these are excellent.
This is like a gladiator moment when this came up. I was,
yes,
enough to get you pumped up in that dugout. That's really cool.
This is the type of stuff on cards that Jeff and I love to see. It's unique. If there's 30 Royals cards and they did this for 20 of them, that'd be absolutely fantastic. If you're a Royals fan, you'd go after every single one. You'd want to get this set. That's the kind of thing I feel like Jeff drives people to collect more. I mean, these are not big name players. MJ Melendez and is that Kyle?
Kyle Isbell. I was just going to say, for some of these, this might be the best card of their career. And what a great
Without a
card
doubt.
to have.
Without a doubt. And like if the Braves, when they were using that oversized hat, if they had golden mirrors of like, I would get every single Braves player. I don't care who it was.
You can make a team.
Orlando Arcia. Yeah. So this is great to see these two together, and the fact they're framed the same way, both horizontally, both with these masks. Awesome.
Yep. And you don't have to worry about the celebration mascot dying, like in the case of the mantis.
The poor mantis, Jeff.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't stuff enough hummingbirds in the container for him. Peeps with a great yes, the Jarren Duran shopping cart is a really cool rookie image, and I think they use that in a version of it in a couple different sets. But that one's great. The shopping cart was really fun, and I liked watching like Devers getting in there and stuff. But I was always just worried that
right. And somebody's season.
Yeah, you get caught getting in there, or you run over someone's foot, or you hit like a rock and you dump them out. Like a lot of things can go wrong. We've all seen disasters with grocery carts.
We sure have. Royale says these should be labeled "Are you not entertained?"
Right? I mean, I'm fired up I'm curious what JD cards like. Because Bobby Witt doesn't have one of these. His was something else. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what it is. So like to collect all of these Royals with these masks, it shouldn't bust your wallet too much. They're really hard to find, but they're Royals players. No offense, Royals fans out there.
ATL Jeff Black with another request, screaming in his dad's face for an SSP.
Yes. I mean, they could just, oh man, I get excited just thinking about what they could do. And then I get really sad thinking about what they probably will do. Yeah. But yeah, that's an incredible moment. Like grabbing holding the screen and screaming at him. Like, that's awesome. Part of me also says like, maybe that's a moment that's just for them. Like maybe that's just for Freeman and his dad, and we don't need that on a card. Like, but it's really, really cool. And I think if you could see his dad on the card, Freddie would love it. And he would certainly want a copy of it. I don't know. That's a great idea. Absolutely love it.
JD Cards says, glad to get the Gladiator helmet after they described it on the Perez Celebracion card, but didn't show him wearing it. That echoes of something, Chris.
I didn't know they did that on his card too. That's just incredible to do it on two different cards, Jeff. Because JD Cards, like they did that on the Ohtani as well. They talked about the samurai helmet that he brought for the team to wear when they hit home runs. And they described it on the back of the card, and on the front, he's not wearing it. That's still like so that.
They did it for multiple teams. That's crazy.
That is incredible. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm going to go find a copy of that and I'll put up a post about it in a couple of days.
Yes, that deserves a Y Tops Now.
Yes.
Y Tops Y episode.
Yeah, Royal Benjamin, you are 100% right. A Bobby Witt, SSP wearing that mask.
What he should have done, Chris, he should have got one of him with the mask and put that on his wedding invitations that he sent out, those Topps cards. That would have been pretty badass.
That is a great idea. But I could legitimately see if there's a Bobby Witt image like this, I could see that being like a $500-$600 card.
Yeah, I do too. Curator Cardboard, I know you're talking about SSP choices. Sometimes they have themes, sometimes they don't. And even if they do have themes, within the themes, I think there could be some better choices made.
Yeah, but we appreciate that kind of effort.
Yes.
Like we saw a lot of Gatorade baths this year.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cool idea for the rookies to kind of run that theme through if you can. It started with Soto, and now we saw it with Jackson Merrill, Jackson Churio, and Paul Skeens. We just don't overdo it. And we like that one a lot. The Texas Rangers had some incredible golden mirrors in 2024. If you're Rangers fans out there, a lot of celebration cards. And they had their team card in 2024. I think it was Series 2. I think it was an all-white border. Is them accepting the World Series trophy, which is just if the Braves had a team card like that, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
But I almost kind of wish they had the Stadium Club. Corey Seager, he's holding up the World Series trophy. And I do kind of wish that instead of making that a team card, they gave it to a player. Because I feel like people would want it more. Might be a little bit more collectible.
Yeah.
Like if Freeman had an SSP in 2022 of him like surrounded by the team, getting the trophy in 2021, that would be pretty incredible. That's a potential wallet buster.
Eloy here with a concern that a lot of people probably have, and what better time to ask this question than on SSP Thursday, Chris? Any concern that SSP cards won't be recognized years down the road? My worry is without clear markings, anything I buy could get lost when my kids inherit them. Is that a concern?
I think it's definitely a concern in two instances. One, with like lesser players that get them, and two, with images that aren't distinctive or interesting. Because I think if the image stinks or the image is pointless, like say Mookie Betts wearing a ski hat and making a face like he just farted, that card will not be remembered, recognized, or cared about. But those 5 Bryce Harper cards, I don't think anyone's going to forget. As time goes by, we're going to remember that Bryce Harper played in the World Series, and we're going to remember he homered. We're all going to know what the Phillies are. So, I mean, that Phillies one is always going to be special. So, like, I think the images can create a memory, and they will stay. They'll have staying power. The ones that won't. I mean,
yeah, and it's interesting to think about how PSA is labeling now that they're actually putting the nomenclature of SSP on a lot of them.
Yes. Yeah, PSA is going through a process of. Oh, sorry, that's an excellent point. As we learned last year, Jeff,
a toque,
not a tuk-tuk, like the Indonesian foot pedal card.
Like you're taking a ride.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think the images will like say for example these 2 cards, like we were just talking about, like if there was a Bobby Witt like this, no one's going to forget about that card. Absolutely not. Like the Soto Shuffle, no one's going to forget about what the Soto Shuffle is as years go by, and that's not even really an SSP. But I do think that the cards of the best images will go on.
Yeah,
even 30-40 years from now.
Ducks cards. You do your thing.
We'll have a sip and you do your thing.
Teammate makes a great point here. I'd like to see some SSPs of some of the shenanigans that happened during spring training. What a great theme that would be.
Yeah.
Everybody's golden mirrors to be a spring training image.
Or that would be very cool. I don't think they do it anymore, Jeff, but I would love to see a Hotfoot SSP. But I don't think they do that prank anymore.
I don't think they do that either. Roger McDowell's.
Yes. Bugenhagen. What I'm looking for is, I'm looking for the Soto first at bat at Citi Field. I want like a nice wide shot with a hat tip and the crowd just going ape shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like, actually, similarly, I didn't see anyone post it today. I was hoping they would, but when Mookie Betts returned to Fenway Park, he got a lengthy standing ovation. It was really, really cool. And of course, his Topps gold mirror of it was him in the press room, again without his hat, like doing an interview, like just a stupid, boring card. Yeah. But in Stadium Club, we got a better version of it. You can see him tipping his cap, but it's a little close. You can't really tell what's going on around him. I just wish they'd pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, the bubble gum on the hat. That's a good one in terms of pranks.
Yeah. A prank theme would be fun.
Yes. All right, hold on. I got to just do a little finagling here.
ATL Jeff Black. Yeah. Maddox prank SSP back in they could have a whole theme of Maddox pranks on players.
They could, but
they probably couldn't post them.
Yeah. They're not really card friendly.
Right. Yeah.
If you read stories about Maddox and you watch that really great MLB Network documentary about Greg Maddux, there's some really good stories about stuff he pulled on people. Chipper Jones talks about how like Greg came up to him in the showers and was just talking about a bat he had and like just blowing a lot of smoke, if you will, while the whole time he was just peeing on Chipper while he was talking, and Chipper didn't realize it for like 40 seconds, which I guess is something he used to do to rookies. He was a weird guy.
Yeah.
He's a really weird guy, but in a funny way, I think.
Yeah.
Not that I encourage anyone to behave in that manner, but it's kind of a funny story.
Don't do it. What's up, Levi? Thanks for joining us.
Hold on.
Yeah.
M. Parsons with another one. Andre Dawson told this story about how Maddox just walked up, like Dawson, a couple other guys were in the hot tub. And I forget what Maddox said. It was something about like, have you ever seen like 4 guys run screaming out of a hot tub? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? How would that happen? And I guess he just took his towel off and started peeing into the hot tub. So speaking of themes, there's definitely a theme to the stuff Greg Maddux finds funny.
Yeah, you're right. They probably wouldn't be card friendly.
No, maybe from behind. That would be an amazing SSP. Greg's bare butt from behind, and then guys scampering out of a hot tub. Ay. Anyway, BFG Trading Cards on Instagram posted this cool Rafael Devers card. I always try to find a Devers card to talk about, Jeff, so we can bring him up.
Yeah.
But this is out of 2022, and this home run was at Nationals Park in extra innings, and it sent the Red Sox to the playoffs in 2021. And it gave him like his career high in home runs. I think it was 37 or something that year. And they had a little Cinderella run in the postseason, all the way to Game 6 of the ALCS, I think, before Houston knocked him out. I was so pumped for a Red Sox Braves World Series, Jeff.
That would have been great.
We didn't get it, unfortunately, but yeah, this is a very, very cool card. I think it's his last. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Now that they all have SSPs, but he had one in his rookie year and then didn't have one again until this 2022 one. But it's cool that it captured this kind of moment.
Big moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of his career highlights.
Mike, I don't know. I don't think there's a Mattingly stealing popcorn SSP. That'd be great to immortalize that on a card when he grabbed the popcorn from the fan in the stands.
Los Bravos here talking about Acuna and the rubber snake. This was pretty good. I mean, listen, we all would run away screaming, so I don't necessarily judge him too harshly on that. Yeah, Los Bravos, Maddox would all be NSFWs. I don't see how they could put that stuff on a card. But this is what it would have to say. Forbidden Donut named the slab pretty effectively right there.
You'd have a golden mirror, golden shower. Golden mirror.
I like where your head's at. All right, Jeff, our buddy B Dawes Card posted this fantastic newly minted Hall of Famer. I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah. One of our favorite Mauer cards.
Yes, it's one of Mauer's best.
Yeah.
Best non-rookie cards. 2013 Topps Chrome. They call it reaching. You know. Could have gone with a glutes angle, but reaching is fine.
Yeah, this was a great design how they did it that year with the SSPs, where they kind of blur out or fade out the background a little bit.
Yeah.
Just highlight the player. Really cool.
Yes, very, very cool. And just like that 2013 design, the more you look at it, this like sort of color that goes around the photo is a subtle, but it's a really nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
I like this design, and all this silver down here on the bottom makes grading these so difficult.
We know how tough that makes them. Yeah, they're very condition sensitive.
Yeah, so congrats on B-Dawes on getting this card in a PSA 10, because that's very, very cool.
That's got to be a very low pop, as we know.
Yes. All right, one thing we saw today, Jeff, speaking of catchers, I think I put these in the right order, is some really great Buster Posey cards.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Buster Posey in general, but I want to look at some really cool Buster Posey cards. So let's start with SFO Sox fan.
The Coke bottle.
The Coke bottle. The more I see this card, Jeff, I think this is one of the best looking Topps cards, one of the best images in the last like 10 years on a flagship card.
I agree. It's almost it looks like a painting.
Yeah. Absolutely spectacular. When I reposted this, I added Coca-Cola on my story. I was really hoping they might pick it up and share it. We'll see. So far, they haven't yet. But this is a phenomenal card. And this is one of those cards like that Bryce Harper card where when this comes up for sale, it sells for way more than you think it would just because the image is incredible. Have you ever had a chance to buy one of these, Jeff?
No.
I have. And let me tell you a not so sad story. But yeah, so the guy that I bought on eBay, a guy posted the Chrome SSP, the handshake from 2013 and this. And I think they were both like $99. This was at least 2 years ago. And I immediately bought the Chrome. And then I looked at this and I was like, well, it's cool. And I literally sent him a message asking about condition. I don't know. It was $99, Jeff. I've learned now, but back then I hate who I was. And I sent a message about condition, and then I got a notification the card was gone. And I'm like, I hate myself. Why didn't I just hit that buy it now? And that's the last one I've had a chance to acquire. So SFO Sox fan, congratulations. Very, very cool. I don't know, something about that. I don't know, M. Parsons. Something about that. To the NSW SP. Too many letters.
A lot of acronyms. What's up, God is great. Carterholic, thanks for joining us. I don't know about this, Chris. What do you think? ATL Jeff Black is throwing this up there. Look better if PSA made a horizontal slab for that Joe Mauer. I don't know about horizontal slabs. I think that would be...
I don't like them.
I mean, you'd have to... Yeah, you wouldn't be able to store them with your other slabs. I don't know. I don't mind him. I usually photograph it. I would prefer that he had photographed it turned, so you could see it
Yes.
leaning, and I don't mind it having to read sideways.
I will say I'm happy for ATL Jeff Black that he is not an OCD sufferer.
Right.
But as someone who definitely feels that, I could not handle a horizontal slab with that like thing on the top. It would just it was size would be too big. Like Jeff said, you couldn't put it with your other slabs. It wouldn't fit in a box. I get itchy just thinking about how that would look. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's up, Adam? Love seeing all the SSPs. My top 10 cards I picked up in 2024 was almost all SSPs. That's awesome. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you
Adam, we'd
posted
love
them
to see
on
those. If you want to like message either of us on Instagram, my favorite cardboard, baseball card addicts, we'd love to see your top 10 SSP
Yes.
pickups. Please
Make
share
a
those.
reel out of that for sure.
Yeah. All right, hold on. So this was again this Buster Posey card, absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
Now
outstanding.
two other people like kind of one-upped our good buddy SFO Sox fan here. The first one comes from SFG Card Collector, and he didn't put these in a post. He just so they're a little bit tough to see. He just made a story, but up on top we've got Buster Posey's 2012. Where he's this is, I believe, part of their championship parade on the trolley.
Out the trolley car, another very memorable image.
Yes, and then we've got the same 2016 Coke bottle, and then this horizontal 2017 where looks like he's telling the cameraman, "Please don't take this photo."
Yeah, that's not as unique of an image, but seeing the three of them together, it's pretty incredible.
The only uniqueness thing about this, Jeff, is that they would choose to use a photo of someone who was clearly telling them not to use this photo.
Yeah,
which I think is kind of funny. But these are all three pretty rare, pretty tough to find, especially those bottom two Buster Posey cards. So very cool SFG card collector. Nice threesome there. But unfortunately, it was one-upped again by an account called Giants Golden Era.
A lot of Giants collectors out there.
There are. And, when your team wins 3 World Series in 5 years, it tends to build some passionate fan loyalty. But these 3 cards together are really these are special cards. These are the 3 World Series celebrations.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Very, very cool to see. The top one is that same 2012 flagship. The bottom 2 are out of opening day, which is unfortunately, it's a set that we lost.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe Topps underestimated the passion that collectors like us have for this set, but it wasn't a moneymaker for them, would be my guess.
And seeing those makes me long for more World Series celebration shots as SSPs.
Yeah, right. I mean, give us our favorite players with confetti falling all around them. That's a win-win.
So M. Parsons worried about SFO. Jacob said SFO is busy DMing them right now about their availability. Adam. So Adam is AB8 Hobbies posting awesome Harper today. Was that the Harper coming out of the dugout?
Yeah, I think it was that opening day.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, I think we might have that one coming up in
another great idea from Doc's Cards. World Series loser SSPs. Yeah,
oh, man. Can you imagine if they made an SSP
just
of Judge dropping that ball?
There
would be. I don't think they would do it because that would really upset the players union, and rightly so.
It would alienate them.
Yeah, that would really upset some people. I can't imagine them doing it. There would be a section of the hobby that would love it.
Rizzo not covering first, just standing over there as
like holding his arm up, get to the bag. I don't want to see that stuff. I really don't. Even as someone who doesn't like the Yankees, I don't want to see that on a card. I really don't.
No, but one thing that I don't know, I'm still kind of torn, but I do appreciate when the guys, there's some guys on the losing team that sit in the dugout and watch the celebration. I know a lot of people have talked about that in the past as motivation for getting to the next step, being out there watching those celebrations.
Yes.
I think that could be interesting shots of those players seeing like the beginning of that fire burning, but the players dropping the ball, that might be a bridge too far.
It's a bit much. I know there are collectors out there that really like, oh man, like I've seen it, you've seen it. What am I trying to say? Like pictures of Buckner and Mookie Wilson, signed by both.
Yeah.
I know that's a famous play, but I would feel wrong asking Bill Buckner to sign that.
I wouldn't do it. Yeah. And Mookie's chiming in, didn't love when Upper Deck taunted Bill Buckner with the tarp shot. 89 Upper Deck. Yeah.
We don't need it.
No.
We want to focus on the positive with these cards, not The positive and the funny, not the negative and the funny.
SFO Sox fan is here.
Oh.
Yeah, we started a little earlier tonight, but we're busy talking about your SFO, your San Francisco boys.
Oh yeah. We just and my wife was concerned about you, so I'm glad that you chimed in. She was definitely asking about you a little higher up in the comments there. Oh, it would. Yeah, that's different. Like, I think would they ever put a Ventura Nolan Ryan card together?
I don't know. Some of those on-field fights, Bautista fight maybe.
Oh yeah, or was it Chan-Ho Park that just karate kicked a guy?
That's right.
Or maybe Kyle Farnsworth just picking up that dude.
Jeez.
That's one of the ones that I always look at. I'm just like, I feel like you can see it in that. I think it was a pitcher batting. You can see it in his face right before he got to Farnsworth. He's like,
he's halfway out there thinking, I shouldn't be doing this, but I can't turn back now.
Can't turn back now. Like, I feel like as he ran out, like his eye line changed. He realized like how much bigger than everyone Kyle Farnsworth was. He's like, I don't know. It's like running at Jack Reacher to fight him.
Pedro Don Zimmer. We got Ramirez knocking out Tim Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could crop Tim Anderson out of it, but I don't know. I think there's just like a hint of violence. Ramirez.
Yeah. I suppose Sox fans said Posey confetti shots are always a great way to enter the chat. Yes, welcome.
Yeah, and you got 3 of them. That's pretty incredible. I mean, I'm excited for any 2022 cards I get of the Braves, and you got that 3 times. That's pretty awesome.
This would be fun for one year. They do a team card, the images, benches clearing or guys running in from the bullpen.
I love that, Tim A. That is a fantastic idea. I will say, and I said it before last year, the team cards in 2024 were great. There's all the team cards in the gold mirrors are like celebrating wins.
Yeah.
They're like usually walk-offs, and they're like a bunch of guys. Like, those cards are fantastic. I still need to get the Braves SSP with Blooper and the guys in the outfield, which someone posted today. I think I have it up here. I'm not sure, but like, those are great. I wouldn't expect a lot of value in the future, Jeff, but as collectors who love a team, I think those are like must-have cards. So if they switched from celebrations this year to fights next year, that'd be an amazing theme.
It would be. Yeah.
Oh, this is a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. I like that one, Royal Benjamin. That's definitely a card I would be interested in. Okay. All right. Where are we going? Where are we going next? Oh, speak of the devil. Okay, I'm glad I did grab it. This comes from Dubs Collectibles. He didn't make a post, just a story. So it's a little bit small. And nothing I can do about it, ladies and gentlemen. But you can see we have the Braves 3 outfielders celebrating, and we got Blooper in the background. If you're a Braves fan, this is really cool. If you're not, you wouldn't look at it anyway. But I love what they did here. I mentioned the Rangers card.
Yeah.
The Red Sox have a really good walk-off celebration SSP. I think the Yankees do as well.
Yeah, SFO Sox fan wants to see the 86 Red Sox team card going into the stands when someone took Jim Rice's hat. Yeah, the era of major professional sports players going into the stands is thankfully over, but it got a little rowdy there for a while. Yeah,
that would be an incredible card, though, and people would that reeks of like a Stadium Club card, Jeff.
Yeah, it does. I can see that.
And honestly, if they did, I mean, Jim Rice would be happy to sign that one too.
Sure.
M. Hammy, yeah, give me a Bobby Cox getting ejected. I mean, it's not like there's a lack of photos of that. It happened, 150 times?
Yeah.
I always thought, oh man, there was I think George Brett. Was it I want to say he had a Stadium Club image variation this year, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just on the checklist. But I would love to see an image variation of George Brett charging out of the dugout.
For the Pine Tar incident? Yeah.
Yeah. That's an extremely iconic moment.
With autos, that would be fun.
He'd love to sign those.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, okay, hold on. Let me get back here. Give me a sec. Okay.
Yeah, they don't do manager cards anymore, but yeah, if they bring back manager cards only showing ejections, that'd be pretty great.
Yeah, and there's certainly been no lack of them across the league. All right, so here we go. This is AB8 Hobbies.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is AB8_Hobbies on Instagram. Adam Budnick in real life. Just a really cool Bryce Harper card.
I love this angle. It's a low angle. It's kind of like a warrior going to battle theme. It's a very cinematic shot. It's great.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we do kind of like the pre-at-bat moments, like a calm before the storm type of thing. It looks really good on baseball cards.
It does. Yeah. 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 It's a great
So
shot.
this one is great. And there were a lot of opening day cards. We already saw some with Posey. I mentioned before that we player collectors really gravitate towards these opening day cards. There were a couple others I wanted to get to. Hold on. Now I'm out of order, Jeff.
I know. There's a lot of tabs. I get it.
A lot of tabs. Who had that? Well, you know what? We're just going to have to dig it out this way.
Matt Strom in his yoga gear when the Phillies bench is cleared. Love it.
Okay. This is one of the 2 cards or more 3 or 4 cards we saw today, Jeff, that I had never seen before. So this comes from, let me make sure I get it right. IA Sports Cards. I'm guessing Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
This is Derek Jeter's 2014 opening day SSP. Now I've seen this on the photo galleries, which I think, what is it? Cardboard Connection, I think has one.
Yeah.
And maybe Beckett has one for this set too. Never seen it before. I didn't have time to look up the pop on this. This is a Nearman 8, but I mean, this is the kind of card. If someone offers it to you an 8, you buy it. You just grab it if you want it because you might never see it again. Very cool.
And it's a really cool image, but at the same time, I don't think a lot of people when they were opening packs would have seen it as anything special besides just a Derek Jeter card. So, and especially the collectors that opening day, which was typically a lower price product, maybe more geared towards children. So I bet a lot of these have been lost to history.
Yeah. And in 2014, the hobby wasn't nearly the size it is now. And I don't think a lot of people were looking for image variations, and particularly, like Jeff said, out of opening day, which is a set generally geared towards young collectors at a low price point. Mm-hmm. Isaac Wine, is this your card? Because he mentioned that he had to buy it when it came up. So if this is yours, congratulations.
6 total at PSA. That's 6
great. Total at PSA.
And let us know where you found it. Was it an eBay purchase or did you find it at a show?
Yeah, either way, that's fantastic. That's just really cool. I mean, Jeter has a lot of cards. Finding truly rare stuff of his is and it's not a sparkle.
If you watched our season, our year in review, Chris and I mentioned a Jeter card, which is a player we never thought we'd buy cards of, but there was a rare card that we needed of him, and so he made our list on Instagram. Yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah, congratulations, dude. That's really cool. 2 public sales. That's awesome. Because Jeter stuff, if it's around to sell, people are going to buy it.
Yep.
So you got a card this rare. That's really cool, man. Hang on tight.
Great pickup.
Yeah. Very, very cool card. Yep. Okay. All right. Up next, I have a little kind of story I want to mention here. Give me a sec. Okay.
All right.
So this is a 2024 Topps Holiday. I'm not sure if this necessarily qualifies as an SSP. I know Topps Holiday Collector, who sometimes watches our show on Instagram, was complaining that there weren't enough really rare variations in Topps Holiday this year. I don't know enough about that to have a full conversation about it. But this card obviously has Shohei Ohtani in a Santa hat, which is a nice little subtle detail. But a couple of things about this. I watched this guy, Jeffro Rips, pull this out of a holiday box right in front of me at the Kodiak, Alaska winter Christmas market.
What?
So two of our very good friends we were friends with for a long time moved from the traditional Los Angeles to Kodiak move, Jeff, as frequently happens.
Most people do that. Yeah.
Right. Eventually we all migrate there. So we were up there. They're our Christmas buddies. Like, they don't have kids. We don't have kids. We just sort of started spending Christmas together, and it's been really great. We keep this going. So we're up there in Kodiak, and I was complaining that there's no hobby shops there. The island is not populated enough to support
right.
Them. And they were like, it's too bad. So we went to they have a little shopping center with a toy store. So I went in there looking to see if they have any, I don't know, anything, like a blaster box or something just to buy. They didn't. They did have a package of penny sleeves, which I needed. So I bought those. But then we went to their little holiday market, and we go right in. And the first booth on the right was this guy, Jeffro Rips, selling baseball cards. And I rarely have I been this excited, Jeff. I was like, oh my God. Yes, it is like pulling us, and that's as far north probably as collectors get.
Yeah.
So this was really fun. I talked to this guy and his wife, and I think it was his son. I talked to him for a while. And he said there are some other collectors sort of mixed around on the island, but he's just starting out and he's trying to expand. Anyway, he opened up a box of Topps Holiday, and I bought a box of Topps Big League. We went to the local cidery and opened that. But it was just really fun to meet card collectors in the most like random, obscure, like thinly populated areas of the United States. There's still people that like baseball cards. So I think the hobby's doing okay, Jeff.
Yeah, I think SFO Sox fan has an idea here, and I know we do have some screenwriters in our audience. Sounds like a great premise for a Hallmark movie.
I mean, someone get Lacey Shea Bear on the phone because she'll star in this at the drop of a hat.
All right, so I've got a question for you. That's a great story, Chris. The shop that you went into, the toy store, it had penny sleeves but no cards.
They had a lot of gaming cards, like a lot of Pokemon, a lot of Magic the Gathering. They actually had some packs from I guess Lord of the Rings has a player game, a trading card game. I was tempted to buy some of those just because I like Lord of the Rings, but they would end up in the garbage. But yeah, they had some, and the penny sleeves were reasonably priced. 100 for like $2.
Can't beat it.
Not bad.
No, 2 pennies for a penny sleeve. That's with the price of inflation. That's not bad at all.
That's exactly. But yeah, I think there's a story there about how we go. That's about as far reaching as remote is the word I'm looking for. Parts of the United States, and sure enough, there's a couple guys there that collect cards. That was fun.
Well, I hope he's watching. If you are, Jeff Rowe, congratulations on that.
Oh, M. Parsons already naming it. It's a cardboard Christmas. I mean, get writing, babe. Get your pen out.
Yeah, I think this is there's some definite potential there. The 100 people in our audience would be buying tickets for that. So
for sure. If we end up actually writing a pretty good script, we're gonna have to delete this video because I'm not giving SFO Sox fan like any percentage of the gross.
Steven, this is one of the nicest compliments we could have gotten, Chris. I feel bad for collectors pre-Blabbin era. Yeah.
Me too, Steven.
Before they could tune in and listen to us spout stories of the Great White North.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I am looking forward. I feel like anytime we go somewhere, I do try to look to find a hobby shop. I saw Jeff Wilson and his kids we're in Venice, Italy, and he said, "Oh, no hobby shops here." And I was like, well, to be expected.
It's a bridge too far.
Yeah, I agreed. All right. So next up we have anyway, back to the Continental 48, Jeff.
All right, we're back down here.
Okay, Cabs Cards posted we talked about Gatorade Bass a little while ago. I couldn't find this tab in time, but Cabs Cards posted this really cool Jackson Merrill.
And this was a great post. Look at the font he even has above it. This was a lot of work done on this SSP Thursday post.
Yeah, some of these my lawyers online. Some of these Instagram accounts are doing a really great job with their backgrounds and their fonts and making you and I look fairly lazy with what we do. Yeah. But this one's great. Matty H has a really great background as well. But I want to talk about Jackson Merrill and his cards for a minute. That we discussed how Gatorade Bass started with Soto, and there have been some other big rookies this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jeff, if you were going to buy a Jackson Merrill card, and he's a guy that has variations in, I want to say at least 8 or 9 sets, is this the one you single out? I
think so. Yeah. Well, we've talked about it before. I wouldn't want to buy one of his autographs. So yeah, I'd probably buy a non-auto. This is a great choice.
I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on what Curator of Cardboard said. Yeah, once again, buddy, you're out of the group. You're blocked the second time.
For the second time, Chris is taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, So yeah, because Merrill's got an update, Golden Mirror, right, for his rookie debut. He has a Topps Chrome SP with speckle variations. He's got an update Topps Chrome SP with speckle variations. I think he's got a Bowman Chrome image variation. He's got a Bowman Chrome Sapphire variation. I think he has a Topps Chrome Sapphire image variation, a logo fractor image, and it just goes on and on. Honestly would ignore all of those. I think this is the one you want. And like I agree with Jeff, but I'm going to add another reason. I think the fact that it's Manny Machado dumping Gatorade on him, I think that adds to the card. I really do.
Good call. Dual superstar card.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah.
So very, very cool. Cabs cards. I think that might be the best Jackson Merrill card of 2024.
Yeah. And we were talking, Chris and I have been talking about Jackson Churio cards, and there again, there's so many options. If you want his auto, and even starting to be a lot of options with variations as well. It's hard to decide what's going to last.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff and I have talked about his autos for these rookies. Like, there's thousands. I remember Scotty B did a video back in 2022, which I shouldn't say back. It's not that long ago.
It seems like
about Wander Franco having over 20,000 rookie autos, and I think these guys this year are going to surpass that.
Yeah.
So how on earth? How do we determine what might stand out? What could possibly hold value down the line? You would say, I would say we'll get the gold refractor, but Jeff, how many gold refractor autos do these guys have?
I mean, we're looking for Michael Harris. When you did that example, we were up over 2,000, right?
That's right.
2,000 gold autos.
Yeah. Or golds at least. I mean, for
Golds.
autos, this just for autos. I mean, there's like a gold wave, and then an update. They have them again. So there's 4 out of Topps Chrome immediately. Logo Fractor's got another one.
Logo Fractor. Yeah.
Gilded, they're all gold with
Yep.
weird colors on the borders, numbered to strange numbers without any explanation.
You got Cosmic Golds.
Yeah, Cosmic Gold. I mean, even the paper tops has like the 89 with gold borders.
Yeah. And then you get Sapphire, the various Sapphire products.
Yep. 2 Sapphire autos, 2 Sapphire Gold Refractor autos for all these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. I just don't know what to do. I feel like if you almost have to go back and you have to, if you don't like the first Bowman Chromes, I think you got to suck it up, and that's still the one to buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have one, by the way, so I'm not pumping that. Yeah, Doc's cards. Exactly. I think that's precisely where we are.
I agreed.
Even the best players just have so many. Mookie Chilson, in a matter of speaking, Maddox kind of did.
Out the other way. The recycled Gatorade bats, anyway.
Yeah. I remember Parcells getting, was he the first one, Jeff? Is SFO Sox fan right here?
I remember that happening. That was what, a 86 Super Bowl? So
Yeah.
I can't think of it happening before.
I can't think of much that happened before 1986 that I remember seeing. Curator Cardboard says, oh, let me try to hit this one. Is it too high? Come here. Get. Here we go. The Topps Chrome update Jackson Merrill is pretty legit. A walk-off scream. I mean, it is, but is that his second Topps Chrome base card? Or is that the rookie debut? Probably not the debut. But I mean, yeah, he had some great moments, so I'm sure a couple are going to be on. I just don't know. Do you want the first or do you want the second? This is the kind of stuff that starts to give me like hives.
Well, yeah, SSP Joel brings up the question. Speaking on that, Chris, with so many options for SSP Golden Mirrors, is becoming too much. What are your top 3 variations to chase?
I think it has stuff like that's a great question, SSP Joel, because that's exactly the kind of thing Jeff and I will sit down and we'll talk about for like an hour. Like we love this stuff, but they just keep churning it out. I think it comes to, I would say the Gold Mirror out of Flagship is your number 1 place to go. So that's, unless the image is absolutely terrible, like Paul Blackburn on his cell phone, then that's going to be number 1. If Topps Chrome has an SSP and the image isn't Jason Dominguez on his cell phone or Jordan Lawler just standing still, that's probably number 2. And then the third one is just, I know Sapphire just introduced image variations, Jeff, and I hate it. I hated that they did that. They just don't belong in that set. I don't know. Number 3 is probably the Stadium Club if they're good, but I think it all comes down to this, if you can just pull them all up and figure out what images are the best.
Then
what
it comes down to
gonna...
image, right?
Yeah. And that's why I would say this one. We've got the best player. At the end of the day, Machado will be one of the 3 or 4 best San Diego Padres players of all time. So he's on this card dumping Gatorade on Merrill as a rookie who had an incredible rookie year in the 9th inning alone, Jeff.
Yeah.
So this card tells a really cool story. So that's why I think this is probably his best. Might be his best rookie card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see. That's a great question though, because we're getting image variations in every single set, and it's too much. There's just too much of everything, and you have to try to ignore a lot of it, I guess. And I hate to say that because I don't want to ignore baseball cards, Jeff.
Yeah, and not only with short prints, but everything is getting overprinted. And ATL Jeff Black makes a good point here. Sets you don't have to worry about getting the axe and true colors in terms of other cards to focus on.
Agreed. Yeah, Royal Benjamin, don't feel attacked. Golds are still golds.
Yep.
Chasing Majors, yeah. This is a great point about Merrill specifically. His Topps Chrome rookie autos in regular Topps Chrome, full name. In Sapphire, I think in Gilded, I think in Logo Fractor, it got all the way down to just a J. The Sapphire autos with a J like make my skin crawl. I hate them so much. But
it looks really bad.
But his MLB debut patch, 101, he signed his full name again. So I feel like someone from Topps said
At
something.
least for that. Yeah.
But Chasing Majors, go ahead.
I think autographs are going to be the quality of the autograph itself is going to be more focused on. We've talked about it with Ohtani changing his autograph.
Yes.
And now what his autograph looks like versus what it did 4 or 5 years ago or his rookie year. I think over time, if somebody continues to use that new version of the autograph, like if Merrill does, then Chasing Majors is right. It's the full auto is going to have a premium.
Yeah, I think it has a premium now, but as years go on and he continues to just use a J, the premium will only go up.
Right.
I think the same with Ohtani. Those first 4 years, 18, 19, 20, 21, he signed his name one way, and now it's a different way.
It's getting faster. It's getting fast, and I don't blame him. I mean,
no, I don't either.
The volume of autographs he must be signing is ridiculous with all the sets he signs for. So, I can see shortening it, but it definitely makes a difference. It's noticeable.
Yes. Yeah, I want those original autographs. I want for Merrill, I want the longer autos. I think that I think we will see those Topps Chrome autos maybe start to get a little bit of a premium.
Yeah.
And yeah, Chris C, way too many parallels, but it's part of growing the hobby, you know?
It is. Yeah. It's a matter of just wading through it and deciding what's important to you, what you feel have lasting value. It's not all about money, but you do want to put your money into something that may not go to zero, or you're hoping it won't for your collection. Yes.
It's not all about money until you're spending like $400 on a card. And then you're like, it's not fun to see that go to zero. Jeff and I have a Jared Kelnick card in our collection that we look at about once every week as a reminder that be a little smarter about where we put our money.
Yeah.
But what was I just going to say? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, there are a lot of parallels, and people like us that we're singles hunters. You just got to be really discerning and try to figure out what you think has the best chance to maintain interest and value going forward.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Thanks for joining Tip of the Mitt. Adrian Beltre, no touching the head would have made for some funny SSPs. Yeah.
I think there are some.
That are close to it.
I think in 2014 Topps Chrome, he's got that horizontal card in the dugout. He just homered, and it's like a lot of guys are reaching for his
going
head.
After it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those exist. Chris C, this is a great idea. I would love to see, but I don't know how it would happen unless they all make the All-Star team.
That'd be great.
In 2024, that'd be a cool card.
And he further goes on to make it a quad card.
Oh,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson will be in anything, so I mean, it would be easy to talk him into that card.
That's true.
You know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If it's not a movie or a Capital One credit card ad, I'm sure he'll figure out a way to get on that card. Maybe throw Nicolas Cage in the background just for the hell of it. All right. Let me see. I got to scroll through. All right. Up next, I wanted to briefly talk about these cards. This comes from our good buddy Cardboard Showcase.
What a cool card when this came up. I hadn't seen this one before.
He took it easy on us this week with only one card and not like a run of 15 one-of-ones or something. But yeah, Jeff and I both like a good mascot card.
Yeah, good mascot. The old Orioles mascot. Cal Ripken, smile on his face. Yeah, no notes on this card. Great image choice for Stadium Club.
Yes, yeah, I like this card a lot. And the color is great. The orange on the jersey, the orange on the bird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very cool card. If we could find out, like in hindsight, there's someone famous in the costume just for this photo, I think that'd be really fun. But maybe like Barry Levinson, big Baltimore guy. I don't know why he'd be in there, but
yeah, there you go.
SFO Sox fan here mentions we're talking about guys whose autos change. Mookie Betts, who again only signed in 2014, his IP autos lately, we've seen it on some stuff, very different. But
and you don't know. I mean, sometimes the players do have a different IP because they're whatever at a stadium or
Right.
can't take their time with it, and so some of them do have a different IP auto versus what they can sign flat on the surface with a card. So I'm kind of hoping that's the case. SFO, if and when he does start signing again, we see some good autos, but hard to say.
I would just love someone on his podcast, because he has that podcast, to ask him about it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like he just has like almost disdain for it, which I understand. I just want to know why. Like, just why won't he sign? Like, just tell us. Like, I think it's stupid and I'm never going to do it again. Something like that. I just want to hear it.
Yeah, it'd be good.
He
Somebody
doesn't
asked.
need the money, certainly.
No. So next time you get on there, ask him.
Yeah, but speaking of Mookie Betts and guys who sign things for money, this is again, we got a lot of cool Series 2 SSPs this week, Jeff, or this month. So this is one with Freeman and Mookie Betts on it. And I generally want to ask people in the comments here. This is a very cool card. We have two, at this point, I think we can say, two first ballot Hall of Famers on the same team, the year they won the World Series together. It's not the best picture. You know, it almost seems like the photographer just yelled something and they both looked over and he hit click. But it's a pretty rare card. I think the print run for Series 2 is under 100. And I don't know how many SSPs we're going to get with these two guys on them. If I'm in charge of Topps, we'll get a lot more, but I'm not. So, I mean, I think this card is pretty cool. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I like it. I love the dual superstar cards. Anytime you can get one on another card, on another player's card is great, or if it's any sort of team setup. So I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think saving something like this for the Golden Mirror, even though it's confusing again with that white border from Series 2, it's a great idea.
Yeah, there's some cool cards that Topps does. I look forward to the image variations all the time where it's like they do superstars together. Like there's a Trout meeting, shaking hands with Bobby Witt on the field. That's really cool. So they have these like sort of junk cards. Like I think it was a fun one with like Acuna and Guerrero at first base.
Yes.
I think that was last year.
Like
I love that stuff. I think that those are really cool. That's something that as time goes by, I feel like there's a very good chance I go back and maybe try to scoop up the SSPs of those, because it's just fun to see these guys on each other's cards. And yeah, Cardboard Showcase, 18 and 19 is an absolute 2 glory years of Stadium Club for image variations. Some really, really cool stuff that you never see.
Yeah, Stadium Club, they had a run of great years there. We talk about them all the time, but 18, 19, 2020 Stadium Club Chrome.
Yeah. So there's some people in the comments talking about so Mookie Betts autos showed up in Leaf this year, Jeff, or last year now.
Yeah, I remember Scotty B talked about that. They're sticker autos. I don't know how they got him to do that, why he would do that over signing the deal with Topps. Maybe it's just a smaller commitment so he could do it.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, it's weird. There was one of him with like another athlete, right? Different sport, right? On the same one.
Yeah, I remember him pointing that out. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, we had no interest in it. Oh no. HEL Jeff Black says, don't ask Maddox for an auto if you aren't paying. He literally looked me in the eyes and just kept walking. No one else was around. Well, buddy, it could have been a lot worse with Maddox. Like if he reaches for his fly, run like hell.
Hey, if you didn't get peed on, consider it a win.
Yeah, exactly. Tim A, I'm right there with you. Tandems of Acuna and Ozzy are always great. I think Acuna's 2023 Golden Mirror is him and Ozzy hugging. And yeah, they have some really cool cards together. And we have been teammates. Yeah, we have been denied a lot of time with those two guys together because of various injuries, and it stinks.
Yeah. SFO Sox fan says James Harden, he thinks.
That might be right.
Because we were wondering, like, what is the connection there?
Yeah.
Couldn't figure it out.
But yeah, those are, and Curator Cardboard says they could have been old because they're sticker autos, but I think that signature looked like the new signature. So I don't know, and frankly, I don't really care. It's not a Leaf sticker.
It does make you wonder why he would do that.
Yes. Agreed. Okay, hold on here.
Oh, Chris, another good question for SSP Thursday for somebody just getting back into collecting crawfish is asking, what's the best way to identify an SP or SSP? Don't hardly remember them in the late 80s, early 90s. That's because they didn't exist.
Did not
Crawfish,
exist.
that's when Chris and I were in the hobby as well. Chris lasted longer into the 90s, but they still didn't make their first appearance. What did we decide? Was that 2008?
2009 is the first deliberate image variations. We can't count that, like the Alex Gordon errors and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's no easy answer to your question, but every card on the back has a code.
Which once you get in your 40s, like we are, you can't see the code unless you have some sort of.
Yeah, Jeff has kids, so we ask them to read the codes to us. Yeah. But there's image galleries on Beckett and Cardboard Connection, usually. So whatever you have a ton of cards of, like if you've got a lot of 2017 tops and you want to know if you have an image variation, like go to like Google 2017 tops variations and check out Beckett or Cardboard Connection. They've got image galleries. They'll tell you what code to look for on the bottom. And it takes a little bit of work to spot them. Yeah. And that's one of the things we like about them, actually.
It is. And especially pre-hobby boom, kind of when Chris and I got back in 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago, there wasn't a lot of documentation on these. So we feel like a lot of them have been lost. So even if there was a estimated print run of 100 cards, let's say, in an SSP from the mid 2010s, maybe only 50 of them were ever opened. Maybe 50 of them survived the trash heaps of the kids that opened them. So
yeah, they just don't, and they don't surface anymore. Chris C, Jeff and I could not agree more with you here. They need to make one-of-one sticker autos illegal. You're goddamn right, they do. Oh man, I can't. Jeff, there was like a big triple auto that was just pulled out of something. I can't. Was it like Otani, Ichiro, Yamamoto? It was something like that. And they were all stickers.
Yeah, it was a huge one. And I think Phil was telling us that the best you could get out of was that Cosmic. Which one is it?
Yeah, maybe it was Cosmic.
Best you could get is. And this is, I don't know if you saw this, Chris, but SFO Sox fan did some quick looking up and saw there's a ton of Leaf Mookie autos on eBay, which doesn't surprise me that they're out there. And there's even rip off the Hollywood SSP card, which is also a sticker auto, no doubt. So yeah, it just dilutes the value.
It does. We try to avoid sticker autos at almost in any case, as best we can.
Chris, I wanted Seven Costanza saying, what's the minimum salary you'd need to become the guy to pick out the SSP images for tops? I believe Chris said he would do it for some chicken chunks and maybe a couple bottles of Bullet.
Yeah, let's not open negotiations right now. But it would be less than what you think it would be. I'll put it that way. Okay, SSP Joel's asking about 2024 Stadium Club. Are there any great variations this year? Yes. There's 35 in the set, which is 15 less. I think it's been 50 for a while. There's 35 this year. I don't have any. We don't have any now, unfortunately, but there are a couple. I mean, you can take a look if you just Google 2024 Stadium Club variations. Again, Beckett's got a full gallery. Yeah. The Mookie Betts, and I think right now, Jeff, is the one selling for the most. It's him at Fenway Park tipping his hat to the crowd. I think people they can feel that emotion in the card. It's very cool.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if that is the case.
I've seen it selling it for 150 and up. The Soto is awesome. He's in right field at Yankee Stadium, saluting the bleacher guys who are doing the roll call. And that we had talked about that had the potential to be a great long-term Soto card. If he stayed,
it would have been one of his cards. Yeah,
but he didn't. So we've already seen that price kind of cratering. It's still a really cool image, though. And there are others. I would just take a look at that gallery, see what jumps out at you. Unfortunately, there's no Freeman. I don't even think there's a Harper this year, off the top of my head. Yeah, no Judge either. Kind of a weird list. Sorry, let me hit some of these. And yeah, hold on. Go ahead, Jeff.
Throwing out Ellie. Does Ellie have a nice one in there? Is that the
yes? Yeah, Blake, thank you. Ellie De La Cruz has one, and it's one of the Jeff. You and I were both getting sick and tired of Ellie De La Cruz having Viking helmet SSP. Yes. It's a cool image, and it's great, but it gets less cool when it's in 15 sets. So his is a bat toss after a home run. Yeah, very cool shot.
Is that the one where he's looking at the camera?
Yes, he's kind of looking back, and he threw the bat, and I think he might be pointing too.
Yeah.
It's a really, Blake, great call. Thank you for reminding us of that one. That one's really, really cool. Okay. And yeah, Mike Stroh, we definitely need, this should have already been an SSP somewhere. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. Like that's got Stadium Club written all over it, doesn't it, Jeff?
Does. It totally does. Yeah, they do not hesitate putting players doing other things, playing other sports in there, and you think that would be a natural fit.
We have said that generally speaking, we don't like SSP. We don't like image variations of guys who are like completely off the field, like those Players Gala ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
Red
sometimes they're
carpet
okay. We get a little personality if they're wearing something crazy, like Pete Alonso with the inside of his jacket was like all polar bears, I think.
Yeah.
Acuna had the chain that was like his silhouette. So those are okay. But generally speaking, baseball is better. But Mookie Betts throwing a bowling ball, if that's at a Stadium Club, I'm buying that card, Jeff.
Yep. That would be a great shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got a couple more. Obviously, we could do this for a long time. Yeah. Alan Forrest, 100% punishable by law. And almost everything in Topps Chrome update is a sticker auto. And that stinks. They made the change last year and they carried it over this year. And anyone, please correct me if I have a name wrong here, but if a player had a rookie auto in Topps Chrome and then they have more rookie autos in Chrome Update, they're on stickers. But if the player's Topps Chrome Update rookie auto is their first one for Topps Chrome, it's on card. Like Skeens is on card this year, for example. But I think Churio is a sticker, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it. As somebody else posted in the comments earlier, they'd rather wait longer if it means getting them on card. There's a lot of issues, and I know Fanatics, when they took over, that was one of their goals, to get rid of sticker autos and then possibly redemptions, but they can't completely get rid of that.
Yeah, Nate's Cards and More. This is really cool. I love hearing what people buy with their buybacks.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like a great exchange to me. Those 3D cards are really, really hard to find. And yeah, they do give kind of like those Sportflix retro feels to them.
It is, but the 3D is so much better now. I felt like what I saw when I was like, wow, this is really cool. Yeah, it does remind you of the Sportflix for sure, but the 3D quality, what they're able to do, is pretty impressive now.
Yes. All right, Ben the Bagel. I'm not sure I've seen this name in our comments before, so welcome to the show. Jeff and I also love this 2013 Topps Chrome Prince Fielder card.
Yes, I believe when we talked about it last time, somebody nicknamed it the avocado because it looks like or what was it? An artichoke? Sorry, an artichoke.
Yeah, I think artichoke is better. Yeah, I think that works more. But yeah, that's an incredible card of just Fielder's hair, and that's just cool.
That one,
yeah, a lot of personality in that.
Ben Revere glove, those stood out.
All right, Professor's Dugout. Yes, so the sticker thing. There are a couple new parallels in Chrome Update. Wait,
why wouldn't there be? Right?
Hold on. Yeah, it's possible he's responding to someone else, but I'm not sure. Hoops and Homers, thanks for joining us. Cheers indeed. Anytime someone says that or I say glutes, either way.
SFO Sox fan and Chris C are both shouting out the Kellogg's 3D cards from the 80s. Nolan Ryan, I had a Mike Schmidt. There was a Pete Rose one.
Those are cool.
Kind of thinner cards.
You know what's crazy, Jeff? Stuff like that. It felt like, how could anyone else possibly still have this? Like the 7-Eleven coins at the bottom of Slurpees. Like, oh, this must be rare. You look on PSA, and there's so many of these things graded. You're like, how did this stuff survive?
You should mention that, Chris. As you know, I'm at home. If you could put the screen back, I got something I want to show you that I have from the 80s. Have you seen this, Chris?
Oh boy,
Nabisco All-Star.
No
cards. Look how well kept he looks there.
That is a freshly shaved face right there.
Yeah. No logos, of course. But this was
that's awesome right there.
From Ritz. It's Nabisco Ritz.
Ooh.
It's some of the familiar images. Like I think this one was 88 Topps All-Star, maybe.
On the bottom, yes, on the bottom left, yeah, or 89. 80, I want to say 89 Topps, I think.
87 Topps, maybe.
Yeah.
So 84 Topps. But look at that. He's young. So surprisingly, I didn't cut these out because they are made to be cut out. But
I got to tell you, that thing, you got to hang on to that. And the next autograph, the next chance we have to get Mattingly's autograph, he has got to sign that huge right across the middle.
Just put it in giant frame.
Yeah. That's
baby face.
That's such a cool piece. You got to have him sign that. He would love to see it.
Yeah. All right. But yes, getting off topic. But yeah, some of these rare items, you think there can't be that many of them, but I could probably go look on eBay and there's 1,000 of these. $2.99.
Hey, that one's yours though. So it's
SFO
special.
Sox fan. I want to see the PSA slab for that.
Oh my God.
Might be like the baseball poster behind me.
All right, so I had to go back a little bit. Seven Costanza here asked a question. Is this example true for Strider from a few years back? Yes. So he has no base Topps Chrome cards at all yet anywhere, but his autos in Topps Chrome, the regular Topps Chrome, are on card. His autos and update are stickers.
Thank you.
Happy to answer that question. Yeah, and Tim A here, you're right. The boxes that the prices these boxes go for to have sticker autos in there is gross. But even like the subjects of these autos, Jeff, we talked about Gilded. You know, the MSRP on Gilded was over $500 out of the chute. It got up to $800, and your two autos could be Ozzie Albies and Andy Pettitte.
Yeah,
brutal.
How do you justify that?
Yeah, I mean, some of those cards do look good. I think 2022 Gilded looked the best.
Yeah,
this year's Gilded, meh.
Yeah, the background of these looks a little rough.
Sports guy Corey, these classic Major League Baseball games are awesome.
Yeah,
they have. Jeff, I'll be back in 1 second.
Yep. Yeah, I've got the '89 Classic. Is that the one with the? Is that the one with the Griffey rookie? I'm trying to remember if it's the one with the purple Griffey. Yeah, it's tough to buy it if you can't see if it has all the cards, but it's a fun game to play too, no doubt about that.
All right, I wanted to grab this because Classic has one of the greatest junk era cards of all time, of the entire period.
Bo Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a card that Jeff and I used to see in magazines in the early 90s. So we knew it existed, but you never saw it. And if you did, it was in one of those lucite things that's this big, like a gas station bathroom key. So I finally picked one up off eBay 3 or 4 years ago. I love this card.
Yeah. It is Auburn uniform, metal bat.
Didn't cost nearly as much now as it would have in the 80s. But yeah, I love these classic sets. If you could buy that for, I don't know, whatever the 89s. I think actually the one with the first Griffey, that purple one, I don't think that comes with any pieces. That might just be the cards.
That's just the card set. Yeah. I think it is.
But I love those classics. Those are great. And there was a guy at one of the Burbank shows, Jeff, had that Bo Jackson card with an auto, and it was like a 10-10. The card was a 10, the auto was a 10. I think he said it was a pop one. I didn't even bother looking it up. It was just cool to see.
Remember the Mike Schmidt where he was in the red uniform, the red Phillies uniform?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was like a St. Patrick's Day, like the Red Sox do sometimes.
Yeah. Mookie Chilson looking up your Mattingly for you.
All right, well, let me check this out. Appears to have a couple wrinkles in it. So yeah, probably be about a 7 in a giant PSA slab. But yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this for that price.
Yeah, you need a nice, big, bold black auto on that thing. Gotta have it
right across. Yeah. Good call.
All right, we're gonna get back. A couple other cards I want to share, but Robert Rich just always when I see the word Mickey Mantle in the comments, I have to talk about it.
11.
His buddy just inherited a vintage collection. He started going through it. There were 11 1958 Mickey Mantles. I mean, incredible. Good for him.
It's the kind of thing you read about, Chris. We read about these stories about people inheriting these collections or finding them in the floorboards, just waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually earlier this year I went to the last year my uncle passed away and I went to his funeral and I was talking to I think he's I guess my second cousin, but he was 82 years old and he said that when he was a kid he loved baseball and he specifically collected Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig cards because he knew, well, he didn't know, but he thought if any of these were going to have value, he liked the Yankees and he thought I would love to have a Babe Ruth card. So he had he remembered the specific cards. He said at one point he had 20 Babe Ruths and 15 or 10 to 15 Lou Gehrigs. And he had them wrapped up in a plastic bag, like a sandwich bag, he said. So he knew he wanted to keep them in good shape. And when he was at college,
I want to hear the end of this story.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I was I'm really excited, but I feel like this is a tragedy. This is it's $1 Million Baby. This is going really well, but something bad's going to happen. And yeah, sure enough, he moved out of his house and in with his wife, and he came back. He said it wasn't that much long. It was a month later, And his parents had converted his bedroom into like a study for his dad, and everything was just gone. Like closet was wiped out, like just completely everything. And he's like, why didn't you call me? Times are so weird. I can't imagine my parents doing that to me,
That's
Jeff.
so painful to hear. Yeah, that's awful. Well, good luck, Robert, to you and your friend going through that. That's a lot of fun. This sounds pretty cool. A version of Nolan Ryan holding that Bo Jackson card, Inception style.
Is that a classic? I think I may have seen that. But yeah, Robert, if your buddy has any questions, Jeff and I are happy to, like, we're not going to try to like steal his cards or anything, but we're happy to answer any questions if we could help him.
Yeah,
steer
we've
him
seen
into
a lot of great
good
vintage
direction.
collections. Harry's asking if we ever thought about collecting. There's a lot of good reasons to collect, but also a lot of red flags in collecting vintage, especially graded vintage these days. So Chris and I are mainly sticking to modern. We love looking at the cards, but collecting,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I find myself very interested in autographed vintage cards. Something about that is really cool. Because obviously it's limited, and in a lot of cases there won't be any more of it, and that stuff is great. Something about that is really cool. My probably a card I'd love to own over everything else. If I could trade every card I owned for like a nice conditioned Jackie Robinson like rookie with an on-card auto that's been authenticated, that would be a difficult trade to say no to.
Hank Aaron rookie auto would be great to have in the collection. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, some of that stuff is just absolutely incredible. Okay, all right, a couple more cards. Let's run through these. What have I not gotten to? We talked about that. Let me get rid of it. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yep, Doc, same thing. That's this. I'm at my parents' house now. That's where this is. So yeah.
Yeah, all my stuff is at my parents' house too, and most of my like junk era stuff is now in this tabletop situation I got going here, which is great. Obviously, they're all wrecked, but most of them were wrecked beforehand. Great conversation starter. So Oreo cards, one of our favorite. I'm sorry, SFO Sox fan. It hurt me too. My eyes were welling up when he got to the end, and I'm like, oh man.
I knew it was going to go poorly.
Of course, you would have heard about
it. We would have heard about it before if it was.
I might have mentioned it before, Jeff. Yeah. So we talked about guys with a lot of rookie autos and a lot of golds and a lot of parallels, blah, blah, blah. There are no parallels of this. This is Julio Rodriguez's Topps Update SSP with Ichiro. I think Ichiro threw out the first pitch and Julio Rodriguez caught it. This card comes from Oreo cards. Much like Jackson Merrill, Jeff, to me, this card feels like a Julio Rodriguez card that could, I don't know, stand out over time.
Future Hall of Famer Ichiro, right?
Yeah, and in very near future, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I love this card. So I'm always excited to see it. And it feels like one that we should buy. Yeah, great card.
It does. So maybe what I meant to say is this card is terrible. Just dump yours on eBay at a low price.
And Oreo cards, if you want to sell it, let us know.
Yeah. Now this card is really cool. And potentially we're looking at 2 Hall of Famers. I don't know. We'll see. Or at least 1 Hall of Famer and a guy with like really, really impressively blue eyes.
And he's still young. He's a guy we've talked about expecting a bounce back year. And I think he's got plenty of time to figure it out. He's got a couple really high MVP finishes. Yeah. I think he's going to be okay.
Yes. Yeah. He's had one slightly down season, and we'll see if the league adjusted. We'll see. He's going to make an adjustment back.
Yep.
I see a lot of people reacting to the story. I apologize. I didn't mean to, wreck anyone's stomach.
Yeah, and Jones throwing this in. This hurts me as well. Star Wars action figures because their basement flooded.
Oof. Yeah.
You know what, Joan? My Star Wars action figures went through a lot, including a lot of water damage and snow damage. I feel like you could have saved them, Joan. It's making me sad thinking that they got flooded away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but Jeff, you live in Wisconsin. If you put anything in your attic, odds are that's not going to survive a winter or two up there. No,
our attic is definitely not for storage. Yeah, here it's basement.
Yeah. Paul Masheri here has a good point. Jeff, he recommends you buy the card and I don't, just for the sake of Julio's career. And I can understand that.
Yeah, I can try that.
Yeah, there are amazing vintage. Remember that story, just slightly off topic, that was it New Jersey or Massachusetts somewhere? A gentleman passed away and he left his like card collection to his grandkids or his kids. And they found he was a big collector of like autographed cards. And he had like 12 Babe Ruth cards with his autograph and like Lou Gehrig. And it ended up the whole collection sold for like $21 million.
It sold for an insane amount. Yes. Yeah.
That was a great story, but honestly, that story made me sad. Because that guy lived in like a 1-bedroom, single story house, and he was sitting on $20 million. He could have done
You think of
anything
all
he
the
wanted
stuff
to with
he
his
could
life.
have done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to think that, I mean, it's, I don't blame his sons or daughters or whoever. I don't blame him for selling it.
No.
But if he knew they were just going to do that, why didn't he just at least sell half of them and get a big screen TV or something?
Something.
Enjoy his last 25 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Uncle Jimmy collection. Yes, thanks, Mookie.
Yes,
And I believe
that's
they
what it was, yeah.
put that in the PSA slabs, part of the Uncle Jimmy collection.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. That was a big story. I wonder, like, I'm always curious when stuff like that happens. Well, PSA, like, their bill must have been absurd, but maybe they were just like, we'll auction it and then pay you. I'm guessing there was some sort of deal like that, because there's no way they could have fronted. That had to have been a 6-figure PSA grading bill.
That's a good point. I'm sure they make some sort of concessions for that.
I'm guessing this is a Star Wars reference, Jeff.
Yes, snow damage from the planet Hoth. Well, I did spend many a winter day, especially those days off school, out in the giant snowbanks playing Star Wars figures as if it was Hoth. And a lot of times, some of the figures would disappear and wouldn't show up until later in the spring when the thaw happened, which was always great.
That's like the most Wisconsin story I've ever heard. When you had to run in to eat some cheese, your figures would get covered in snow and you'd lose them.
Yeah, then you'd lose them, but then you'd be out playing ball in the spring and the thaw would happen. You'd say, hey, there's Darth Vader. Perfect.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Mad City Brew with a kind of a general question here. What year from 09 to 24 has the best? I mean, Jeff, I would say like 16, 17, 18 was like the heyday. What do you think?
Probably. I'm thinking they stuck to some really strong themes during some of those years. Was that 17 with the players with their hands up?
18. 18 is the hands up in series 1 and 2.
Yeah. So yeah, I would agree. That's probably it. For Chrome,
I would say some
2012, 2013. There's some pretty great ones.
Yeah. For flagship 16, 17, 18. For Topps Chrome 2012, 13, and 14.
Yeah.
Stadium Club, like, I don't know, 18, 19 maybe. But it's fun to just Google those years and just look through, because some of these pictures are great. There's some incredible Cubs opening day and Stadium Club SSPs from after they won the World Series. So in 2018. No, I'm sorry, 2017.
2017, yeah.
Okay. Doc's cards, I appreciate this. This is the kind of positive thinking we like to get going here. Maybe that guy, maybe Uncle Jimmy was very happy where he was in life.
And I get that, Doc. But the other thing I'm thinking of is, like, in that case, his kids didn't even know he collected, right?
Yeah.
Or like, why not give them to him? Why not
at least show them?
Show them. Yeah, show what you really obviously enjoyed in your youth, collecting and meeting these players and getting them signed. It's just weird to me that he would keep it all secret and then die with it being a secret. Yeah, it's just feels kind of sad, the whole story for me.
Someone at least show him what Instagram is, for crying out loud, so we can all see him and like just appreciate how beautiful and incredible these cards are.
Chris, how can you forget this? Cardboard showcase with an excellent reminder. 2020 had the portrait images. Chris fondly remembers the Yordan Alvarez from that.
Well, sometimes too fondly. But yeah, that's a great point. Mad City Brew 2020 Series 1 and is it 1 and 2? Might just be 1. There's a really great series of portrait SSPs. Be careful. Be careful with these cards. Sometimes they're a bit much. And then an update. There's a run of, like, I think SF or Cardboard Showcase has them all on his page if you want to check them out. There's 2 really cool themes in update. One is the back of jersey.
Yes. Which
I believe there's 12. And then the other is there's like retired legends that are in black and white. And those 2 groups of cards look incredible. I believe Cardboard Showcase has both full sets on his page, so check those out. They look awesome. Ooh, Jonathan Gordon. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Curator of Cardboard said he was quoted, 100% knew that he had stuff that nobody else had, that his legacy really is giving the stuff back to the game of baseball.
Okay.
Okay, so by not telling his kids, or I don't know, then having them sell them. I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess it went back to baseball. It should almost just be on a display somewhere then.
Yeah.
Open a
I'm too much
museum.
of a, I don't know. I'm too much of a glory hound, maybe a little bit of narcissism in me, but I would want to show people while I'm alive. Like
Show
he
them
collected
alive
stuff
and
that
give
no one
back
else
to the
had.
game of baseball. That doesn't. I don't know how selling it to the highest bidder gives it back to the game of baseball rather than.
I mean, he could have donated it to the Hall of Fame and had like a whole display that was him.
You could
That
have
was
had a
his
wing,
stuff.
there, and then it would have been given back to the game of baseball.
But we shouldn't criticize this man. He had we're honestly, it's coming with a twinge of jealousy and sadness for him because he could have lived the last 6 years of his life on a cruise ship.
Doc, show the cars to your sons.
Right?
Show them.
Mookie Chilson, yeah.
Yes, if he had only been watching our show, if he had known about SSP Thursday, I mean, technically a Babe Ruth autograph is not an SSP, but I think we would have allowed it, Chris.
Yes, we would definitely make exceptions. Anything signed by Ruth and Gehrig, absolutely will make exceptions. SFO Sox fan, just take a couple hours, take an evening, and just scroll through some Google images of Topps Chrome, opening day, and Stadium Club image variations, and year by year, and there's incredible looking cards that are so hard to track down, and they feel very special when you do get them in your hands.
Yeah, you'll see some great stuff.
Jonathan Gordon, I've been thinking about this since I saw your question. Is there a good Trey Turner Nats SSP? For sure there is. I'm just trying to think of where it might be. So give me a few minutes. Let me think. Let me think of what's set. I know I'm almost positive there's one at Stadium Club, but I can't think of what year it is. So just let me think. All my cards suck. This is pretty funny.
All right, Levi. Curator is further details. Man, you do a whole show just on Uncle Jamie. Over 15 years, they would stop by his house on a weekly basis, and he would usually have a box of cards for them. All right. They ventured into this basement, but he always said the Holy Grail was in the attic. All right. It's kind of like a Goonies aspect to this all.
Oh, don't get me too excited now, Jeff. M. Parsons is right, though. There's definitely a this would be a legit concern. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, and I really feel like if I had something that valuable and I told them about it, my days are numbered. Like,
oh, that's sad, but probably true. You'd have to have a special part of your will that if I die under mysterious circumstances, give these to the Boys and Girls Club instead of my relative.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, give them to my nieces and nephews whose cell phones didn't ping around my house in a couple hours before I fell down the stairs.
Yes.
Oh, and yeah, Mookie Chilson, you're right. The One-Eyed Willie collection was extremely impressive.
Eventually, it'll be the baseball card addict collection.
Right? Okay. All right. One more card. I know. I apologize if you're watching and you're hoping we were going to show your card. I can't get to all of them. I tried to grab a few and a bunch, and there's a lot of cards come in. We love seeing right now. In fact, I have 17 messages, that's 17 stories I've been tagged in to share since we started the show. I will get to all those and share them, but we're going to end our SSP Thursday showcase here with what legitimately could be the best image variation of the maybe the best one of all time.
Best one of all time. That's
yeah. On this particular image variation, Jeff, there are 6 MVP awards. And I will also point out that this card, neither Jeff nor I have a copy of this card as of yet. So we are not pumping something to sell it. This is something we just think is incredibly cool.
We would like to buy one, so maybe we're pumping before we buy, so we can.
Oh, what do we call that one? What did they call that one? The brag and no.
The brag and snag.
Brag and snag. Yeah, I almost said brag and shag. That'd be very different. The brag and snag. This card is incredible. 2019 Stadium Club, as I mentioned before, 18 and 19 Stadium Club. It's Mike Trout taking a selfie during the All-Star game. I don't see what more you would want on an image this is just a near perfect Perfect card. So this
Yeah,
comes from.
one thing that would make that card even better, Chris, would be 3 autos on there. That'd be
Oh,
pretty
for
cool.
sure. This comes from KC Cards IG. Shoot him a follow. This is awesome. 3 people miscounted. Oh, the blab and grab. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That just makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah. This is Topps Holiday Collector chiming in. This is the best SSP ever. It's on the short list. It's got to be in the top 5 at minimum. I know there's some rookies with some significance, but this is great. Arguably the 3 best players of the 2010s and 2020s so far of the last 15 years, all on one card.
Hoops and homers is speaking your language, Chris. Look at this. I've got the jumbo box topper out of 10 looking to get it signed. Do you happen to have your box topper handy?
I do not have my auto box top. No, I don't have mine around.
That is a great idea. Hoops and homers. Chris just finished that with 2 signatures, and that would be incredible to get it with that.
Yeah, I have an Acuna Freeman, an Acuna Freeman box topper that I just had him just got finished. But yeah, this with all 3 signatures, I mean, perfect, absolutely perfect. Like just a great card. I've blown several opportunities to buy one of these, and I regret it. Jeff and I both still need at least 1 copy of this card. It's awesome.
Yeah, we do. So I wish they were watching Blabbin. That was actually pre-Blabbin. So couldn't be. SFO Sox fans throwing some info out here. Quick look. I love the Trey Turner 2018 Stadium Club overhead shot of him bunting. Perfect view of the back of the shirt. Ball is on the bat. It's a gorgeous image.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me just pull that one up real quick just to show you guys. I'm not going to show you all my tabs because
might give us
a family friendly show. But yeah, I think that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, the overhead bunting.
Hey, tip of the mitt, nice job. He found his 2019 SP Nolan Ryan in a car.
Oh, so fast.
There's a lot of guys in the car. There's a Babe Ruth in the car, I believe.
Yes, there's there's a Babe Ruth. There's like a Jackie Robinson in a car. Yeah, Babe Ruth driving. Babe Ruth playing the saxophone. There it is.
Thanks for joining us, Tip of the Mitt.
Let me just share this tab. Jeff, can you see it? It's going to be a little bit small.
Yep, you see it. Yep, there it is.
So yeah, there we
That's
go.
A great shot. You see the ball right at the very top edge. Get the full bleed Stadium Club image.
Yeah, that one's really cool. But this is 2018. Like these are they're going to be really hard to find. But get yourself a bunch of eBay save searches like 2018 Stadium Club Trey Turner SP, Trey Turner Variation, Trey Turner SSP, Trey Turner Bunting. And eventually one will probably turn up. And just cross your fingers, Jeff, that Homer Dome doesn't already have one.
He might have
already have one.
He might have, cross your fingers that he doesn't have the one. Otherwise, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Sports guy Corey, you're going to give Chris an aneurysm here. Freddy's pretty desperate to sign. It's cheap nowadays. Chris, I saw that he's signing again, like you mentioned, and it said his only signing of 2025. Whether you can believe that or not, and especially seeing the check he's going to get from that signing, I would find that hard to believe that it's his only signing of 2025, but that's what they say.
Yeah, sports guy Corey, my sarcasm detector is going off pretty good here. I appreciate that. Yeah, so this is this is the thing that I just got from it. It mysteriously was brought in. So this is his 2020 opening day, Acuna's Jumbo SP. So I was able to get Acuna's signature relatively inexpensively, and Freddy Freeman's signature rigged me viciously. But I had to do it to finish the project here.
Love that.
How I explain it to him.
The silver Sharpie. Yeah, that's great. So the Jumbos make great autograph.
They really, really do. So good luck. I forget who that was that had the Trout Jumbo, but good luck. That's gonna be
Hoops and Homers, maybe. Yeah,
Hoops and Homers. That's gonna probably cost you close to $3,000 to get those 3 signatures, unless you can get them like in person. But then I would
if you can get them at the game somehow. If you've got a child you can trust with a card like that, you can shove them to the front of the line. Perhaps
I just worry about like grabbing that card. It's not gonna look as good. Like I sent that one in to like a signing, and it's more expensive, but like it's going to get treated right.
Yes,
and I feel like if you're going to go
exactly where you want, you hand it over the fence at a game. You never know.
They could just take a Sharpie and just go, or like a ballpoint pen and just go right through it.
Yeah, I was through Powers, right, Chris?
Yeah, it was through Powers. Yeah.
Which I believe minimum is they start at $4.99.
It was $4.99, but that included everything. Not my shipping to them, but it included like them, the signature, the authenticity stamp or hologram, and return shipping. So I appreciate it just being one charge.
Yeah, one full service.
Yeah, like when you go to a hotel and it's like, oh, it's $299 a night, and then when you check out, it was like $410, and here come all these fees. Like, yeah, I'd rather just know the number up front, even if it's higher. But yeah, they did it. I've done 2 with them. Actually, both of these signatures came from Powers. Acuna was like $150. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, you show them where you want it, the color pen, and they nailed it.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, well, thank you everybody who joined SSP Thursday on Instagram. There were so many. Like Chris said, I think this is the most SSP Thursday hashtags we've seen to date. So that celebrates the 1-year anniversary of SSP Thursday.
I wish I'd thought of that beforehand, but we're guys and we're not great with anniversaries, Jeff.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. But if ATL Jeff Black. Okay, this kind of proves what Chris was saying. You had Acuna had a ball at a game, sign. He won't sign on the sweet spot. Ask me how I know. I'm pretty sure it was probably exactly what happened to you. So yeah, might not want to chance a jumbo card.
I'm just full transparency here. I'm 10 years older than Freddy Freeman. There's something weird, and 20 years older than Acuna. There's something weird about asking someone like at a game. There's going to be like kids getting his autograph. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like pushing kids out of the way.
No,
like,
that's why I said you got to give it to a kid if you're going to try it at the game. But even that, yeah.
And even like going to a show, I don't know. There's something, I don't know. I might feel like a little bit sad for myself to hand something to someone younger than me to sign it. I don't know. Something about that is just, it feels weird. So to do it through the mail was perfect.
They don't have to see your face. They don't have to see your tears of joy when you see their signed name that you're paying $500 for their 3 seconds of time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I don't need to see them looking at me like, what an asshole this guy is. Like, why does he want this?
An auto mule. That's the new term for it. Use an auto mule.
Yes, and at some point we will be sending Jeff's kids after these players for sure. I'm totally kidding. We're not going to do that. I've seen enough videos of players that we're not going to do that.
No, but they did at Hobby Night. They did meet Karl Anthony Towns, and
yeah, that was cool.
Players interact with kids is much different than a middle-aged guy shoving something at them. So, totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they know that when this stuff comes into the mail, it's all middle-aged guys sending stuff in, or but that's why they charge what they charge, and that's okay.
Clear, right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I remember that scene. I could totally spike up my hair, and I don't think I have to add the fake zits. I probably could just grow a couple with the stress as we got closer. I could totally do that. Like, oh, big fan. I think, oh man, great callback, SFO Sox fan.
All right, well, I'll be there with the camera behind the scenes getting that. There'll be some great blabbing footage.
Yeah, there you go. Kevin Morales is exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you please sign my card? It's for my son. He's 3. He loves you. He's even been bidding on your cards on eBay.
Yeah, he just bids on them.
Yeah. Weird. He keeps really good care of them too. He has a PSA account.
Yeah. He's got his own account.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going almost 2 hours,
Yep.
So we'll let you guys go. Thanks for joining us on this first SSP Thursday of 2025. Curator Cardboard doesn't care. He's going to the Fan Fest. Seager and Simeon autos on each of the 2022 Rangers debut ticket stubs I have.
See, Fan Fest, I think that's the exception. I think that's totally acceptable. And ticket stub autos, I think, are really cool.
Yeah. Especially
now that tickets are hard. Like, I think you have to like specifically request a physical ticket.
Hard to get those tickets. Yeah.
There's some great Ace Ventura in living color references in the comments here. Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. I mean, there's really good stuff in there.
William, yeah, we talked about Beckett the day before. We talked about Beckett on Spitball and the day before they were actually bought out. So yeah, we'll have to revisit that a little bit. Although we don't know a whole lot more information than we did then. And we reference Neo's videos a lot on Spitball, but he's a lone wolf. He does his own thing. He posts every day. It's incredible what he does. So I think he does his own thing, but maybe he'll come on as a guest sometime.
Yeah. There are 5 of us on Spitballing, and we can't post every day.
Yeah.
I just want a quick shout out to sports guy Corey here. Fantastic 30 Rock reference here. I'm picturing Steve Buscemi. I I like a nice deep dive pop culture reference, especially when I get it, if it's non-Star Wars related.
Well, and that meme's been living for a long time.
Yeah.
That's a great meme.
Yeah, 30 Rock and Simpsons, and we're all good.
So hopefully you guys had a good holiday season. Happy New Year, everybody. Call your parents. Call your pets.
Yes, call your parents, rub your pets. Stay warm if you're in the Midwest and the Northeast.
It's getting a little chilly here. But I believe maybe for next Thursday, we'll be back in the same time zone for the first time in a while.
Yeah, that'd be great. We can start working on a PSA sub. And yeah, I haven't physically seen you, Jeff, since your birthday. That was like mid-December. We both just been all over the place.
Before that, it was you guys were traversing the globe. You were in Europe, and it's been a while.
I'm excited. Random preview thought. Coming up on my IG, I have a really big Freddy Freeman card that I bought, and I'm going to describe. I bid for it. I bid for this card. I'll talk about it next week. At the worst, it's the worst timing of any bidding. The most inappropriate time to bid that I've experienced so far on eBay. I thought my wife was going to murder me, and she would have been totally fair to do it.
Hey, guys, is this a PG story or?
You're gonna have to tune in next week to find out.
This is quite the tease for a story, but excellent.
Something to look forward to for next week.
Yes, we'll look forward to that. If you guys haven't seen our 2024 year in review, the good, the bad, the ugly, please check out that video. We posted some of our pickups, some of our wins and losses. We do need a Freddie and Chris Johnson hug.
Absolutely. Curator cardboard. No, you're wrong. Good guess, but no.
Always giving a guess. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll catch you next week, right?
Yeah. Play the music.
Let me see if I can get this music going. Oh. All the things I found here, Chris. Vintage Milwaukee Brewer bumper sticker.
Just for you.
Those would look good with an auto too, Jeff.
Look at this.
Wow. That's the Frank Thomas middle finger card.
SSP cards we got.
Hey guys.